Mighty Kids at Home this week. I'm Pastor Mariah. This week we have an awesome lesson planned, and I hope you brought your muscles because you're going to need them. But before you start, you need to make sure you have a couple things. The first thing is your January workbook. So you should be on week number 2. This is lesson number 2. And make sure you have a pen or a pencil, as well as the bag that says week number 2. That's everything that you will need. Make sure that you pay close attention because all the answers for the fill in the blanks in your workbook are in this video. So let's get started. For the month of January, our series is called Rules of Life, Responsibility. Responsibility is showing that you can be trusted with what is expected of you. Make sure that you write the definition down in your workbook. Last week, we talked about sharing and how it's our responsibility to share all the gifts and talents that God has given us, as well as the stuff. The stuff is super important. We talked about the man who didn't want to share his crop and ended up losing it all. Did you give your share coupons out this week? Did you share your time, your talents, maybe even your toys? I hope you had a great week sharing all the things that God has given you. Let's see what Alex has been up to this week.
Hi guys, welcome back. It's me, Alex. Now, I've got myself in a pretty tough spot. Pastor Mariah let me borrow this puzzle of hers and she said, you can play with it, but you need to return it in the same position that it was before. So that means that I have to put it back together. But I have an issue. I didn't even take a picture of it. I don't even know what it's supposed to look like. And there's like 1,000 different ways that these pieces can fit together, but there's only like one way that it's supposed to be. Know what I mean? Have you ever had a puzzle that was just too hard? Have you ever done something that just seemed to be too hard? You know what they say. If you don't succeed, try again. Okay, you ready? I think I'm going to do it this time. I don't want to do this anymore. Maybe Pastor Mariah should have told me what to do. Maybe she should have been a better friend. Maybe it's impossible. I should just give up. I don't really care about this puzzle anyways. I don't think that's what they say in the Bible. I don't think Jesus, do you think Jesus would give up? I don't think Jesus would give up. Okay. I'm going to do it. But while I try, Pastor Mariah is going to tell you a bit about a story. And there's a lot to anticipate in this story. Get it? Because like the story is about ants. You'll get it later. Okay, come back later and maybe I'll have this put together.
Thanks so much, Alex. Isn't she fun? Every week, we have a point of the day to help us remember the lesson. This week, the point of the day is very, very simple. It's only 2 words. Work hard. That's it. The point of the day is work hard. Have you ever had to do something that was hard work? Maybe you helped your grown-ups rake some leaves outside, or maybe you went for a long walk. It feels good to be tired after a long day of hard work. You feel accomplished. So today's question of the day is a little bit of a hard one. And so it's this. Have you ever had to do something hard, but you weren't able to do it? Talk to those around you about that time. Share what happened, how you felt, and I'll give you a couple minutes. And for the next part of our video, you're going to need 2 cans or 2 water bottles. So discuss our question of the day, and I'll be back. All right, so since we're talking about hard work, I thought that we could play a game that's a little bit of hard work. So here I have 2 cans. You could use 2 soup cans, 2 water bottles, as long as they're the same thing. And they're not too heavy. You don't want them to be too heavy. Okay, so this game is a competition with those who are in the room with you. And so you're going to try to see who can hold these cans the longest. And you're probably thinking, that's not very hard, Pastor Mariah. They're not very heavy. I could hold them for 3 days. But here's the trick. You're gonna hold them like this. Okay, so you're gonna put your arms out and you're gonna put the cans facing down. And you're gonna see how long you can do this for. Okay, so pause the video and everybody's gonna take a turn and see who can do it the longest. And I'm gonna start now. Whew, that was hard work. How long were you able to hold the cans for? I only did 45 minutes, not very long. I'm just joking, that was hard. So let's talk about our Bible verse. It's the same as last week. Can you remember it? It's found in the book of Luke, chapter 16, verse 10. And it says, "Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much." Let's say it again together. Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much. So for today's Bible verse activity, to try to help us remember the Bible verse even better, in your bag that says week number 2, you have a little bag that looks like this. And in here is the puzzle. So there's a puzzle with the Bible verse on it. So what you're gonna do is everybody that's in the room can help you make this puzzle. So what you can do is I'm gonna put a timer for 4 minutes and we're gonna see if you can finish this puzzle in 4 minutes or less. If you need more time, don't worry. You can just pause the video. You can start now. welcome back. I hope you were able to finish your puzzle. If not, you can always go back to it at the end of the lesson. So today, we're going to be telling our Bible story, and we're going to do it a little differently. We're going to use a little insect to help us tell our story. So, let's start. The story goes like this. There once was a man named Solomon, and he was the king of Israel. And one day, when he was sleeping, he had a dream. And God spoke to him, and he said, Solomon, I will give you whatever you ask for. What? Anything? Can you imagine? What would you ask for if you were Solomon? Solomon thought about it. He could ask for unlimited money. He could ask for unlimited power. But he thought about it, and he said, God, I'm the king, but I'm just a young guy. And I want to be able to understand. I want to be able to help people. I want to be able to be wise. And so God granted his wish. He wanted to be wise. And Solomon is known as one of the wisest people that ever lived. And so Solomon shared all of his wise thoughts in the Bible, in the book of Proverbs. And so our story today, our lesson, is from Proverbs 6. And it goes like this. Solomon says, consider the ant. It has no commander, no leader, yet it works hard. It stores up food for the winter, and it does everything that it needs to do. An ant, a teeny tiny ant, is what Solomon was using to help people understand what it meant to really work hard. Did you know that there's over 1 million ants for every single person on Earth? That's a lot of ants. They're so amazing. No one offers them more screen time or an extra allowance if they complete their work. They just do it. They find their food and they store it away so that they can survive the winter. If there's a flood, did you know that ants actually create a raft around the queen to protect her? Ants are one of the hardest working insects out there. Did you know that ants can lift up to 50 times their body weight? If you could do that, you could lift a car. Not only did God make ants strong, he made them smart as well. They give off a trail of something called pheromones, and this helps them not get lost, and it helps them to not go over the same place they've already gone, because they smell the pheromones and they know that they've already been there. God used the ant to make us realize that he has made us to work hard and strong just like the ant. Do you know the ant does all of this with only 250,000 brain cells? Humans have over 10 million brain cells. So imagine, if the ant can do that, what could you do? What kind of things could you do to work hard? You were created to work hard. You were created to work smart. And God has given you the ability to work hard and to do what is needed of you. And so Solomon used the ant to explain this, to explain that we can be strong and work hard, just like God intended us to. It's our responsibility to use the gifts that God has given us and work hard. And speaking of working hard, my friend Alex has been working pretty hard. So let's see what she's gotten up to.
You guys are back. I'm so glad. I think I might be close to being done, but I just wanted to wait for you guys to get back so we could finish it together. Okay. I think that's it. I did it. That was some really hard work. Sometimes work can be really hard, and I get it. Work isn't always fun too. But just think about the ants. If the ants didn't work so hard, they wouldn't have any food, water, or protection. They have to work hard because it pays off in the end. This week, when you guys are asked to do something that might seem a bit hard, or you know you should do something that's hard, how about you look at it like it's a task that you get to accomplish instead of complaining? Earlier, I complained because I thought that it wasn't fair that I had to do this. But now that I did it with a good attitude, I feel so much more accomplished. Remember this week to work hard. Work hard when your parents ask you to do something that's a little bit challenging, and work hard because remember that Jesus would work hard. Okay, can't wait to see you guys next week. Until then, keep working hard.
In your workbook this week, there's a section called Ant Facts. So what you're going to do for the next 3 minutes is you're going to get your grown-up to help you. You can use Google, you can use books, and you're going to find 3 facts about ants that you didn't know, and you're going to write them down in your workbook. So grab your workbook, grab your pencil, and you can start now. So did you learn something new about ants today? I sure did. Just to go over the last bit of our lesson. I can't believe it's already almost done. Whew, that went by fast. We were working hard. So let's review. Our point of the day today was 2 words, work hard. And our Bible verse was found in Luke 16, verse 10, and it says, "Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much." Thanks for joining us this week for Mighty Kids at Home. I hope that you enjoyed our lesson, and I hope that you remember to work hard this week. At the end of your workbook for week number 2, there's a weekly challenge. And so your challenge this week is to do something hard. Do a hard job, do something that maybe you didn't know that you could do, finish it, and make sure that you write it down in your workbook. So thanks for joining us. Next week is already the last week of our January series, Rules for Life Responsibility. I can't wait. See you next week. Bye.